Hey, Nadia.
Hello.
Hello, listeners.
Hi,
It's a holiday.
everybody.
Yeah, it's a holiday weekend. So we're coming off some fun stuff over the weekend. I went snowboarding in Tahoe. What did you do over the weekend, Nadia?
This weekend, I had a gymnastics competition and I went to Connecticut with some friends and just hung out, which was fun.
Before I left for Tahoe, I had a chat with my hairstylist, who, by the way, her name is Megan, and I've known her since a long time ago. I think I've known her for about 24 years. Can you imagine that? And I was telling her what I was doing. I don't know, maybe over the weekend or something I did that week. And she's like, "Do you sleep?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sleep." She's like, "It's just, you just do so much." And I think there might be like a balance. Like it's good to do stuff, but also you might not want to like overload yourself because then you don't have enough time to enjoy and like appreciate the things that you're doing. But I wanted to talk a little bit around that topic. I'm wondering, I want to start it with this. As you're graduating, it's your last year of school pretty much.
hmm
I'm wondering, if I asked you the question, what kind of difference do you want to make in the world as you enter adulthood? How does that question make you feel?
Honestly, I feel like I have a lot of different answers I could say. And my first instinct is I can't pick which one. I don't know what the right answer is. Feel like a lot of what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out the right thing to do. So I honestly would have a hard time answering it. Not that I don't have an answer, just because I don't know what I would choose the right thing to say would be.
Okay. If I said that you had the time and a reasonable amount of access to resources, money, or supplies, and there was a change, not a change, maybe you won't be able to make a change in a week, but an issue that you would address this month. Doesn't need to like have a full impact yet, but there's an issue that you in the world that you would want to address. What would that
hmm
issue be for this month?
Probably things in regards to immigration. I feel like there's a lot of things I could say, obviously, but that feels the most time
Pressing.
sensitive and yeah, pressing, the most recent. But yeah, probably immigration issues.
I think it's a good choice. It's also near and dear to the heart. It's
hmm
a lot of people care about it. There's a lot of injustice happening in that regard. Okay.
hmm
So this is all around the topic of like purpose in life. And I'm often inspired by, unfortunately, I'm inspired by scrolling through my Instagram. And one of the posts that I read today was the importance of like finding purpose. And it doesn't have to
hmm
be like huge, like, I want to fix the immigration problems in the United States. It can even be small, like telling yourself every morning, I'm going to wake up and take a picture of the sunrise. And
hmm
that is for you. And that's indulgent, maybe, because like, who really needs your picture of the sunrise? But when you give yourself like this task that's being called for you to do on a daily basis, it makes it easier for you to feel motivated and ready to like rise up for the day. And you've said before that you like your days to be like scheduled. You do better when you're scheduled. What did you mean by that?
Honestly, well, I mean in a like a general, just to explain it, I like when I can plan out my day on my calendar for the things, what I'm going to be doing honestly throughout each hour of the day. In my calendar sometimes I'll put eat dinner and take a shower, because I like having it in front of me and knowing when a good honestly doesn't always happen at the time that I schedule it at, unless it's work or something, but I like having it all planned out. I feel like it helps calm myself down. Not calm myself down, but make it the day less stressful if I know everything that's ahead of me and makes me feel more in control. And I think like going into like discussion about purpose, I know when I don't have like things like when I don't have a day planned and it's just empty, like I guess you could say like I don't feel like I have I guess not a purpose that day, but like a job that day. So then I end up like watching TV or scrolling for hours on end. And then that doesn't make me feel good either. So
Why?
like, because I'm not productive. Like I have so many, like right now, I feel like I have so many things on my plate. And in the moments when I have time to myself that I feel like I should be doing those tasks and then end up on my phone. Like I feel like I'm not being productive. I guess there's no other way to say it except for like I have equated like feeling productive and being productive to be like a sign of like a successful day. And when I'm not, like I don't like it makes me feel bad about myself. Not feel bad about myself, but like I just don't feel good. And then like, I don't know. I can't really describe it, but
Yeah, it's this balance though, right? Because it's like, who's telling us that we have to be producing all the time? Like, why can't we
mhm,
just be? But
right.
yeah, but then also it's like, okay, that's quite indulgent to just be and not help people or
Mhm,
do things towards a goal that you have. But I wonder what the best way is to find where on that spectrum is best for you, right? Because some people, like, it's the Olympics right now, Winter Olympics. And it's like those people that are going for Olympic gold, I mean, they must be every day. Like that is their purpose,
mhm,
obsessively pursuing that big goal that they have from the
mhm,
time that they wake up to the food that they eat, to what they do during the day and like what they decide to do for their social life is probably dictated by this really huge, difficult goal, you know?
mhm.
And so that's like definitely being productive and having purpose. And then on the other side of that is just like being, which like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with just, we have this time on the earth where we can just enjoy the beauty and whatever resources and interactions are available to us. And why can't we just be? Why do we have to like be achieving something all the time or producing something? So yeah, on the other end of the spectrum of the Olympians, I met this really cool couple who over the weekend when we were in Tahoe, who walked the Pacific Crest Trail
Mhm,
and also are like retired. I think they're about age 40 and they're retired and they like gave up their or stored some of their important belongings, themselves a Sprinter van, and they're just traveling. And part of that travel was doing the Pacific Coast Trail, which basically
mhm,
they walked all the way from Canada to Mexico. And so, every day you have a purpose, like getting from one spot to
mhm.
the next. But after that's over, I imagine that it ends up making you feel kind of like, now what's my purpose?
I mean, I guess so. But I feel like the whole point of that is to know that, like, I don't know, you have multiple purposes in life and your whole life doesn't have to be dictated around like one specific thing. I would hope that if I did that, that I would leave that whole journey feeling like I didn't need to find a purpose in life and that I felt like content with the things that's going on in the moment every
Hmm.
day. But yeah, I feel like I have a really hard time just being I guess still, but I guess in the same sense, like present. So when I'm like planning out my whole day, I don't feel very present, but it makes me feel productive and I can like check things off the list, my to-do list.
I think
So
I've
I
told you
feel
this
like,
before. I think I've said this on the podcast before. I remember
mm,
being completely offended when somebody told me that I like to stay busy because it gives me an opportunity to just not think about the problems in my life and I can just kind of like check out and just instead
Mhm.
just focus on being busy. And I was like, ugh, maybe part of it was
Mhm.
true because that's why it's stuck, but I don't know. I do enjoy being busy. Like I really actually do enjoy like all the things that I
Mhm.
do. And I like having hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my obsession right now, my hobby obsession
Mhm.
right now is getting better at snowboarding. And it's just like an indulgent,
Right.
like I don't have to get better at snowboarding for
Mhm.
what? I'm not going to the Olympics. By the way, though, there was the oldest female Olympian, 52 years old, is like racing on a snowboard right now,
Uh-huh.
which is amazing. But I'm wondering, what do you see yourself doing as kind of like fun hobbies that are just for you?
Well, right now, it's gymnastics. Yeah. Right now, it's gymnastics for sure. Something I mean, I've been doing it for so long, but, like, the role that gymnastics has played in my life over the past, like, decade has obviously changed, and now it's just for fun, and I have so much fun doing it and, like, hanging out with the team. So I would say definitely that, and I'm so glad that I have that right now. But other than that, I feel like when I do have free time that's not taken up by work or school related things, pre-med things, that, like, I don't know, that my hobbies, like being, like, I don't know. I don't know how to like, what the word is to describe it, but I guess, like, being present with myself. I guess finding hobbies is my hobby when I have free time. Like, I don't like I'm not very I'm not a big reader. I do really like reading, but I'm not a big reader, and I'm the type of person that just has a lot of things that I wanna read, but I never get the time. I never sit down and do it. But every time I have free time, I'll think like, "Oh, I wanna paint or crochet or something." But yeah, I guess my new hobby is finding a hobby.
A lot of people talk to NCAA athletes or gymnasts, like
Mhm.
after it's over, it must feel like such a loss. And your transition is going to be a little bit easier because after you did it for 20 hours a week during high school, you had pretty much a year off of it. And then now you only do it like 4 to 6 hours a week.
Mhm.
Maybe if you include your e-board stuff, like 6 or 7 hours a
Right.
week. Like, I wonder if you're going to feel a loss after you're done competing this year. Maybe you can coach the
Mm,
team your last semester of
no.
school.
I don't think I personally I don't think coaching is the way that I'll go. Although, like, I feel like, I don't know. I guess I would be good at it probably, but I don't think that I would want to. I'll probably end up doing that at some point. I definitely think that it'll feel like a loss, but I'm
Have you
not
thought
quite
about it
sure.
before this moment?
Yeah, it's gonna make me cry.
Oh,
But,
no.
I feel like I don't know, actually. I feel like it takes up a lot of my time now because, like, I'm on e-board, and I'm always driving to practice, so it's always, like, an active thing that I have to do, but I don't know. It's
Aw.
weird it's weird going through it again because I already went through this the first time, and I thought, like, I was gonna be done with it, but now it's like I put myself through it again, but it's okay, it's fine. But yeah, I have been thinking about it a lot recently. I've
Well, that's
just been
amazing that you have an activity that you love so much that it's going to feel sad to let it go. Not everybody has
yeah,
that. And actually,
yeah,
you don't have
totally.
to let it go. I mean, you could continue. It just ends up feeling like a little bit
I
more
feel
and
like
more.
yeah, I don't know, I feel like this time is different because I, like, want to be done with it. I want to be done with the gymnastics part, but, like or not that I want to be done, but I feel like it's time to move on. but, like, everything else that surrounds it will be obviously a loss, something that I'll be sad not to have, and it'll probably be hard next semester when, like, I'm still in school, but, like, I don't know, I guess, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to be the person to, like, relive their glory days, you know, in a sense,
It
like,
doesn't have to be like
it
that.
I know, but, like, I know when it's time to let things go and, like, go to the next chapter. So to be like I mean, I know it's probably an option to, like, go to practice with everyone next semester and all of that, like, I don't necessarily need to do that, but I don't really want to, but it is an option. But, yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot recently because we've had a lot of competitions or we had 2 competitions in the last 2 weeks, and we have another one next week or this weekend. Just, like, a lot of time spent with the team, which has been, like, so much fun, which is probably why it's, like, it hits harder, but yeah. And this weekend is my, like, senior night meet, which,
Oh.
I don't necessarily I don't I'm not, like, necessarily emotional about, like, competing or anything like that, like, I don't really need to do all that, but it's like everything else, but
Yeah,
we'll
well,
see.
I mean, you're probably gonna want something in your life that is physical and where you get to work on skills. I realize, like, okay, trying to perfect the technique of
Mm,
some kind of like sport has been a part of my life since I was 8, going from gymnastics to
mhm,
cheerleading to
yeah,
dance and snowboarding. And right
uh,
now, it feels so good to feel like I can still get better at this physical activity.
uh,
Like Eric, your dad, is going for a marathon this year, and I am like still trying to get to be a better snowboarder. And that's pretty cool, to still have like physical goals and like
mm,
things that you want to be better at technique wise or speed and distance
yeah,
wise. It feels
yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, definitely something like that I'll find myself doing that, but I feel like I've kind of taken that in a sense of there's a lot of things that I'm learning right now that aren't necessarily physical, but I can use it is the same excitement of like learning new techniques or skills every day. Like at work, like I'm learning a lot of new things every day. And it's nice to be able to like get really comfortable with something and like, I don't know, just like a part of the job like ends up getting like you get more comfortable with that and you feel like you're actually making a difference in the role. So, like, I feel like that's what I've really liked about co-op this time and last time too. And it's like the same kind of feeling of when I'm doing gymnastics and like trying to perfect something. But as far as like something physical, I mean, I don't know. I really liked doing core power last semester, although I'm boycotting core power right now, but for other reasons. But I feel like working out will always be a priority for me. Just will probably change in how it like what it looks like in my life. But workout classes are expensive, so
Yeah. It is always
I
really
don't
fun
know.
to learn a new athletic skill. Like, I feel like if it wasn't for snowboarding, I might try
Yeah.
like tennis or
Mm.
rock climbing or
I mean,
I don't
like,
know.
I love skiing a lot. I don't think I'll stop doing that, and I honestly would probably hope to learn how to snowboard sometime in the future, but, like, I don't think that that's gonna be now, but I do really like skiing. Not
Maybe I can be your
necessarily like
snowboard instructor.
that's okay. I don't that's fine. I don't need that. But yeah, I'll always do that. Or
Hmm.
for as long as I can, I guess.
Do you think you'll try to get better at it?
Feels like the type of thing that I don't necessarily feel like I need to get better at it. I just need to maintain the skill. So it's like as a seasonal sport, can't do it all year round. So like just maintaining the skills that I have now would be my goal, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
In the past month, I've incorporated new strategies for getting around the mountain. The ones that I've known before, but my first
Mhm.
instinct isn't to use them. But then when you're taking a lesson, like they make you do it, so then you do it. And it was
Mhm.
like I was like, wow, like if I did this all the time, like it would be actually easier. I could get around the mountain safer and more easily. But my first instinct is just to go to my regular riding, especially when I'm trying to ride fast or on a harder slope. But then when
Mhm.
someone says, nope, now you're going to do this thing, I'm like, whoa, that was really efficient use of my equipment. And so maybe you'll get to the point where I know what you mean. It's just easier if I just ride down the way that I always ride down. I can almost get down any mountain. So why change things up? But I can see how it can get easier, even easier.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't have the resources to do that in a way. Like, I can't go to the mountain every month, and I don't know when I'll be able to do that. So for the time being, that's where I'm at. I mean, maybe in the far future, that's how I'll feel, but I like mostly just like doing it for fun anyways. So
Hmm.
like making it more of a thing in my head, like I just want it to be something
Yeah, you and Lucy always
chill.
wanted. Yeah, you and Lucy always wanted it to be chill because you're like heavily competing in gymnastics, and then we're like, you should do ski team, and they're like, no, don't make skiing another gymnastics. It's like more pressure. And when I was on the slopes, I was going up with a group of ski team kids. It was so
Mhm.
cute. This girl was fretting. She was like upset. And then the coach was like, don't worry. You still are good enough to be in blah, blah, blah group. We just put you in this group today so that you can work on blah, 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 but you're still qualified for that other group. So don't worry. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, like she's like stressed about her achievement in skiing. And
Mm.
you guys, fortunately, never had to feel that way about skiing. You just kind of did it for fun. So I get
Yeah.
that. It's kind of nice to just keep it as like a chill, fun thing. You don't have to be better at
Yeah.
everything that you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I still feel that way.
Well, all that to say, I hope you always feel like you're comfortable with the direction that you're going,
Mhm.
and like you kind of like feel like you have a direction or a guessed direction and you feel okay with it, as opposed to that kind of empty, lost feeling, which sometimes happens and it doesn't feel so good. I hope you
Mm.
continue to, like, for the most part, feel like you have direction and that you feel good about it.
Yeah. That's how I that's where I'm at right now, but it definitely doesn't always feel good. It feels like a little bit overwhelming, but
Right.
it's
Because when you
better
have a
than
direction, then there's things that you need to do to get to that
well,
direction.
not only that, just like I don't know, like the decisions that I make in the next like decade are pretty important. So it's just about setting the right foundation, but I don't know. It there's just a lot. Feels like a lot writing on it. But I mean, I definitely don't feel lost. Or I guess I do feel lost actually, but I do have a direction that I'm working towards, but I'm not sure how that will pan out or how successful all my wants or goals will be, but we'll see.
I feel like we've talked about it before, but we can rehash how multi-directional slash directionless I was from age 22 to 20, I don't know, 7.
Mhm.
There was one thing guiding me, which was like, I was like yeah, anyways, we can talk about that sometime. But like career-wise, I took
Mm,
so many weird turns from age 22 to 25 or 6. Weird turns that didn't all seem to make sense, but I do not at
mm.
all regret the time, quote, wasted in this kind of weird, directionless, you know, path I was taking.
Right. No, I know. I enjoy the journey, but it's not necessarily a fun one. But I do like I'm honestly a little more comforted by the fact that things can change or
Mhm.
that, like, I don't know, I have a lot of things I can do and a lot of time to decide, or I guess time to figure things out. But yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, it was nice chatting.
Nice chatting with everybody.
Talk to you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.